Hockey time.
Hockey time.
Ass-kicking time.
Dude. Penguins are tribal. Outscored 9-1 in the first two games, and they were the home team.
9-1. Is it about time to see Andre Fleury?
They made the switch in the game.
They got it.
Each goalie gave up 3 goals last night. I mean, well, actually, that's a lie. Vokoun gave up the first 3 goals on 12 shots. So 1 out of every 4 shots.
In the first period.
First goal came 28 seconds into the game. 28 seconds. But Vokoun gives up the first 3 goals on 12 shots, gets replaced by Fleury, who gives up another 2 goals, and then the 6th goal was a empty netter. So Pittsburgh's struggling in net, but Tuukka Rask, the Bruins goalie, yeah, he ain't struggling.
Standing on his head right now.
He's stopped 55 of 56 shots so far this series. 55 of 56 shots so far this series. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty damn impressive.
The stars for the Penguins just aren't showing up. Crosby, Malkin, Morrow, again, they're just not performing. The one lone goal they have so far this series by Brandon Sutter. Other than that, nobody else is performing. Sorry, I mean, as much as Vokoun's standing on his head, playing great, between the pipes, if you, I look at it and I'm like, you have arguably 2 of the top 4 players in the league probably in Malkin and Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
You need to find a way to score. I'm shocked by it. I really am. I sat here yesterday. I called, a 3-1 win?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think they turn it around because I figured, split at home. Boston will be happy with that goal. Oh, Boston says, I'm going to come in and just stomp you in the mouth right now.
9-1 in the first 2 games. That's just nuts.
I'm just going to kick you in the balls on the way out, too. That was terrible.
That was such an ass whooping.
It really was. There's no other way to describe it. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, I just think about this Pens team and they're so talented, but they're just not scoring right now. And it's eventually they got to figure it out, right?
You'd like to hope, but it might be too late.
Yeah, but now they go back to Boston where you got to figure Boston's going to get at least 1 at home. At least 1 at home. So now you're looking at you pretty much got to win out the series.
Yeah. Yeah. Pittsburgh's just not playing good hockey.
They're capable of doing it. I just don't know if they're going to do it. They really need a turnaround in Game 3. They got to try and steal it back here. But, man, what a stomping so far.
Yeah, they are not playing good hockey. Last 16 teams to go up 2-0 in the conference finals have advanced to the Cup finals. Believe it or not, one of the last teams to come back from a 2-0 deficit was the Pittsburgh Penguins against the Boston Bruins.
In 91.
Yeah, all the way back in 1991, which actually led Pittsburgh to their first Stanley Cup trophy.
But
this ain't 1991.
And they don't have Mario Lemieux out there.
No. And unless their goalies show up and start playing. Because Tuukka Rask is he's on top of his game right now. So one of the Pittsburgh goalies, whether it's Vokoun or Fleury, one of them needs to step up and be ready. And now, who do you go with as the coach? Vokoun got you here. I think that's the best question to even ask right now. In Game 3, who do you go with? You got Vokoun, who got you to the conference finals.
He might be getting tired, though. Maybe
He's older. He is older.
I'm going to say you'd probably give Fleury a start here.
You give Fleury a start in Game 3?
See what happens. If he gives up some early goals, you may pull him after the first period or something, or but I think you got to at least give him a shot. He's the one who got you this far, as far as the regular season mostly, and, I understand you go with the hot goaltender, but Vokoun's not hot right now.
Neither one of them's hot right now.
So that's why I think you got to try and at least give Fleury a shot to start here. See if you can get him started, motivated. Yeah.
That's a rough call as a head coach, man. That's
like
a rough
call. If it's me, I'm going to say, listen, Fleury, you got Game 3. We'll take game. I think you do it on a game-by-game basis at this point. Who's going to help you survive?
That is a rough spot if I'm a head coach. I would not want to be the Pittsburgh Penguins head coach right now. I'll tell you that much. And I wouldn't want to be the Penguins in general. I mean, like you said, all this talent, especially offensively. But when we talked to Fife and we previewed these conference finals, the one thing we said about this matchup in particular was it's a very good offensive team versus a very good defensive team, and defense is winning.
Pittsburgh, though, they just had so many mistakes out there on the ice, too. I mean,
I saw some of the highlights from last night's game.
guys
Crosby making stupid choices with the puck.
Plays. I mean, you almost wonder what's going on. Are they getting too cocky with themselves? They just think they're too good and, listen, I could make this move when nobody else can. And, like you said, it's just stupid moves.
There's a
guys
chance
out
of
of position, guys running into each other. It was sloppy hockey last night, I'll tell you, from the Penguins. And
Boston capitalized.
They really did. So we'll see what happens, I guess. But I got to tell you, it's not looking good for the Penguins right now, and especially having to go back to Boston.
Yeah, and if I think they get a win, I think they need a big win. I'm not talking like 1-0 or an overtime win. I'm talking like straight up ass whooping. They need to put some doubt in Boston and Tuukka Rask, and they need to put doubt in them to fight their way back in this series, because a simple 1-0 win where things just, Boston had a couple clank off the pipe and, just couldn't get the bounces, Boston would be like, it's all good. We're still the better team. They just had a good game. Boston dominated them.
Yeah.
Dominated. 6-1.
Krajcik's been one of the best players all postseason long. Leading the postseason in scoring, 8 goals, 12 assists. He's doing it all for Boston right now and playing like playing like a man possessed. So it's going to be a really, really, really tough road for the Penguins to hoe here. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it unless the offense really finds a way to turn things around. I mean, they can do it, but
the only thing I'll say,
in my mind,
the only thing I will say is if there's a team in the Eastern Conference that can come back from down 2-0, it would be Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If there's a team you had to pick, it would be Pittsburgh. But another team down 2-0, heading home.
Your LA Kings.
Those LA Kings that I like to root for. Down 2-0 against Chicago. Game 3 tonight. Kings have won 14 straight at home since March. 7 straight home playoff games going back to last year's final game in the Stanley Cup that clinched up for him. But Jonathan Quick's been getting schooled by Chicago's offense. Actually got pulled in game 2. Gave up 4 goals. It's actually the first time ever that a Conn Smythe Trophy winning goalie has been pulled in a playoff game over the last 3 years. 34 straight playoff games. It's what surprises me, though, is Quick struggling and the Kings not being able to match the goals with Chicago. Kings have only scored 29 goals total in 15 playoff games. So that's under 2 goals a game. Lowest of any team remaining in the playoffs. And if you actually bring back some of the other teams, it's almost the worst still. That part surprises me. This offense has always been pretty strong. I'm sort of shocked by that, but I am the most shocked by Jonathan Quick struggling the way he has. So who do you like in tonight's Game 3? Do the Kings get a little life back in them now that they're home, or is Chicago just too good?
I'm rolling with Chicago again.
Yeah?
I am. Mainly because if Quick's not the best player on the ice for the Kings, they don't have a chance. And right now, Quick doesn't look like the Quick we've seen all last postseason or this postseason up until this series. It looks like he could be hitting a little bit of a rough stretch, and if he does, got to tell you, LA Kings don't, without him, they don't got a chance.